The day my biological mother was buried, my relatives called me heartless for skipping the funeral. I was in a hospital instead, holding the hand of the woman who actually raised me. By sunset, my grandma said I chose wrong. The woman who gave birth to me wanted out from the start. She carried me, signed away her rights, and disappeared. My dad did everything after that: 2 jobs, night classes, still showing up for every school thing like he had superpowers. For a while, I honestly didn't know what I was missing. My grandma, my bio mom's mom, was the only one from that side who stayed. She babysat, bought me clothes, and never made me feel unwanted. But we didn't talk about her daughter. Not really. When I finally saw my bio mom at 14, it was at a loud family party. She looked at me, gave a tight little stranger smile, and walked away. That was the pattern for years. 4 quick hellos, 0 effort. Then my dad married the woman I call mom. She didn't demand the title, she earned it. She was the one who showed up when I was sick, scared, or struggling. At a school Mother's Day event, she squeezed my hand and said, "I didn't give you life, but life gave me you." That was it. That was my mom. A few weeks ago, my bio mom died in a car crash. My grandma called wrecked. I felt horrible for her. I didn't feel grief for the person I barely knew, but I told my grandma I'd try to come to support her. The morning of the service, I was in a black dress when my dad called. He was barely breathing. "I'm at the hospital," he said. "It's mom. She fell down the basement stairs. There's blood everywhere." I grabbed my keys and drove like my hands didn't belong to me. In the ER, I saw stitches across her forehead, a swollen wrist, and the foggy look of a bad concussion. She kept drifting under the meds. I stayed right there. Then my phone blew up. "Where are you? It's starting. Grandma keeps staring at the door for you. This is your last chance to show respect." I sent one group text: "Head injury, hospital, I can't leave." The replies kept coming anyway, nastier each time, like they needed a villain, and I was available. That night, my grandma finally called. I expected her to ask how mom was. Instead, she sobbed angry. "How could you?" she snapped. "I buried my daughter and you didn't show. You chose that woman over your own mother." I said, "She's not that woman. She's my mom." My grandma's voice turned hard. "She's your stepmother. Blood is blood. She was your mother." And that's when I stopped swallowing it. First, my grandma inhaled like she was loading a weapon. Then she said, "You broke my heart." Next, my thumb dug into my palm to stay steady. After that, I heard myself say, "Grandma, stop." Then the room went quiet, like air got sucked out. Next, my voice stayed low, but it didn't shake. After that, I told her the truth. "She wasn't my mother," I said. "She gave birth to me, signed me away, and spent 20 years proving she didn't want me. She didn't want that title alive, so I'm not pretending now that she's dead." She went silent. I could hear her breathing through the phone. "My mom is the one who did the work," I added. "She earned the name. I love you, but I'm not apologizing for choosing the person who chose me." Click. She hung up. I just sat there, staring at the screen. The fallout was immediate. Aunts and uncles called to tell me I was cruel. One aunt said I was just like her, which hit like a slap. They wanted an apology. They wanted me to post online about how much I missed my mother, so the family could look good. Grief, apparently, had rules. When I refused, the pressure turned public. Memorial posts tagged me. Strangers offered condolences for your mom. Relatives commented that she loved me in her own way. Like that fixed everything. It felt like they were trying to edit my life into something easier to digest. So I stopped playing. I muted the chats. I blocked the people who crossed the line. I sent my grandma one last message. I loved her, and I was here if she ever wanted honesty instead of a fairy tale. No response. My dad backed me, even while taking care of mom and my little brothers. Mom, meanwhile, cried and blamed herself for causing the split. I sat beside her and said the only thing that mattered. "You're my mom," I told her. "You always were. I'd choose you every time." Do I wish the truth hadn't come out on a funeral day? Sure, but I'm done shrinking my reality to protect other people's comfort. If I'm the villain in their story, fine. I'm not rewriting mine.